Today I wanted to speak a little bit about power, okay, and what I've noticed with a few situations around me and on the internet as well. Okay, and I want to teach something very profound for those people out there that are real seekers, okay? People that wish to really know the truth, to become it, to be it, to surrender to it, die into it if necessary. There are very few people that have mastered this on a very high level, okay? And we're all at different stages moving towards it. But there is one pitfall that I have noticed that comes up over and over again. And it's a very common thing in all societies around the world. But what happens is people seek supposed enlightenment, okay? They think they're looking for enlightenment, but what they're looking for is power. They're looking for mystical power. Now, there are teachers out there that are teaching how to charge relics and how to increase the amount of spiritual energy for protection or for gaining wealth through statues and medallions and all sorts of things. The charging of relics and medallions and things, if this charging is for the realization of truth, the realization of love, assisting you in finding a higher unconditional happiness in your life, then I would say it is okay. Okay? You know, there are mortis in Hinduism and Buddhism where they charge with spiritual energy and they do these ceremonies and rituals. And what they're doing is finding a way to bring spiritual energy here so it's radiating, so it's helping people realize a greater level of unconditional happiness in their life, a greater level of love and truth and God. So in that way, I would say the charging of relics is fine. But when it has to do with the obtaining of power to meet desires and to avoid fears, this starts to become a gray area, okay? This can get corrupted very fast. A person that is afraid of enemies can very easily start to say, oh, now I have to make sure I have protection, so I will destroy anyone that may be a possible enemy ahead of time. You see, if they have not become free of their fear, if they have not become free of their suffering, then the spiritual power will be used in an improper way. So it's very important for you to realize that before obtaining spiritual power, you must activate the heart first. There are mystical tricks that make a person look like they are enlightened. I am not an expert in these tricks, or nor do I know how to do any of this stuff, okay? Because this is the realm of mysticism, magic and wizardry. It's about learning to distort the mind through the energetic system and the aura to create a certain effect. There are people out there that learn how to make, you know, have more psychic powers, more channeling powers, mediumship, all this sort of thing. Now, where people get mixed up is they see somebody that is at a high level of realization, and that person may also have power, but the paradigms are different. The person that has a level of realization doesn't have the need to use the power. They also did not gain the power by seeking power. They gained the power by seeking the truth. Okay? So be wary of teachers that are teaching you how to gain power. They're not teaching you how to be happy unconditionally. They're teaching you how to gain some information, how to get more money, how to manipulate energies on certain levels. These are not enlightenment teachers. These are teachers of mysticism. Not all of them are bad. I'm not saying that. But a lot of them are. A lot of them do abuse their power. A lot of them ensnare souls on every level, including your own. But if you seek power, you will encounter this. If you seek teachers that just teach in power, you will encounter it. Why does one seek power? People seek power to avoid feeling. They always say, oh, but when I have power, I will share my power. But the only purpose of gaining power is to get more power. It becomes an addiction. It's like a drug. When you are seeking power, you are seeking to avoid. And when you avoid, you are avoiding one thing and one thing only, and that is the heart. Now, what happens when there is power and no heart? Then the use of the power becomes part of separation. It does not help the whole. It's about victory over the other. It is about maintaining the self identity, not the self itself. It's more about maintaining the ego and maintaining its survival. There are teachers that will tell you that, oh no, this is part of the spiritual path. Gaining power for a future problem is part of the spiritual path. And I would say, no, it's not. It would be the same way that it's part of the spiritual path to be Hitler and to kill and destroy everyone, and then at some point you realize, wow, now I'm alone at the end of it. So in the end, everything can be a part of a spiritual path, but is it the ideal path? No. It's not the fastest path either. It's a path filled with drama, filled with destruction, filled with strife. Now, I'm not saying again that avoiding conflict is the spiritual path either. The protection of this physical vehicle is also necessary along the way. But if you do not seek power, the power will be yours in order to maintain this when you need it. But the seeking of power is not the destination. The seeking of love, truth, God, enlightenment, the infinite, that is the goal. Okay? So seeking spiritual power is not the source of truth. So by no means am I saying you should always just roll over and let people abuse you. No, if anything, I'm saying the opposite. But just like walking down a dark alley at 3 o'clock in the morning in a really bad neighborhood is not a smart idea, I would also say not to jump in the spiritual gladiator arena and start wielding power and then wonder why your life becomes dramatic. Right? Now, I know a lot of you are not interested in that. A lot of you are interested in the truth. And this is just really a heads up to help you understand in a deeper level what this difference between mysticism and enlightenment is. You know, some people could say getting physically stronger is a spiritual power, even though it's physical. But we know that physical power is not enlightenment. Physical power is something that also can be addictive. The experience of a baby at the Divine Mother's breast, that has nothing to do with power. That is realizing the unconditional love of the universe, the unconditional happiness, the peace that is there. That is the enlightenment path, the seeking of the unconditional. If you seek power, you are saying that the unconditional does not exist. You are saying that unconditional happiness is impossible. So you are seeking the conditional. I hope this helps you on your journey. I hope this helps you understand how to find a deeper level of unconditional happiness in your life. Take care for now.